Welcome back. In the last video, we talked about the 5 steps to finding the love that you truly deserve. Did you complete the task and leave the comment below the video? What I asked you to do was let me know what step is most important to you to take action right now to find that happiness within yourself and finding the love you truly deserve. If you didn't, you can find the video at relationshipstandards.com or up in the navigation bar right here. Click and go check it out. Now in this video, we're going to be talking about the #1 thing that's preventing you from finding a great relationship. Before we get into that, I want to thank you and tell you all how amazing you are. Tens of thousands of people have watched that previous video. The community that's being built here is amazing. The support system that we all have coming together and sharing stories with each other is second to none. And I thank you all for being a part of it. Speaking of sharing stories, I wanted to share a quick personal story about myself. See, when I started this movement about 3 years ago, my first article only really had a few views. I struggled to get people to visit my website, and I didn't really know how to go about promoting a blog. I didn't really know what a blog was. I just wanted to write my ideas down and share them with the world. Now, I cannot believe over 36 million people have read these articles, and there are hundreds and thousands of people who are in these communities interacting with each other every single day. And that is why there is hope, because all of these people share the same vision and the same mission. There are good people out there who want genuine, caring, loving relationships. And everybody who's part of these communities, including you, is one of them. This is why I know that you can find a happy and healthy relationship, because there are so many people out there just like you that are looking for them. What we have to understand is that while we're looking for relationships, the most important one that we'll ever have is right within us. Because the most important relationship you're ever going to have is with yourself. And when you raise the standards that you hold for yourself, and when you raise the standards that you hold for other people, the right man, and only the right man, is going to rise up to meet them. And believe it or not, there is really only one thing that's stopping you from finding this kind of love, and it's under this blanket right here. And if you find this one thing in your life, and you do have it, every single person watching this has it, then and only then will you be on the path to finding the love you really deserve. But if you let it remain hidden, if you leave it behind this blanket, you're gonna live a life full of failed relationships. So let's see what's under the blanket. All right, I know it's a little cheesy, but this is true. How you see yourself and your relationship with yourself, the person in the mirror, is the one hurdle that you have to overcome to find this type of relationship, to find all the happiness that you've been looking for this whole time, because it starts with yourself. It starts right here. It starts within you. How many women do you know that are looking for love in all the wrong places? How many women do you know that are looking for love somewhere external? How many women do you know that are looking for love everywhere except within themselves? They expect to find it in their next boyfriend. They expect to find it in the next person that asks them out. But it's not to be found there. It comes from within. They're looking externally when they need to be looking internally. I want to tell you a story about a member of this community who used to be in an abusive relationship. She would come home and deal with emotional and physical abuse all the time. I would hear from her really, really often. She was made to feel like she was never good enough. So she never had the courage to leave this guy. Once she even had the courage to walk away, but she ended up going back because she was still missing this one thing within her. She was still missing recognizing her own self-worth. And I talked to her about this. I talked to her about helping her find the love within herself, to understand that she deserved better. She could walk away and stay away and didn't need to go back for validation. Today, she tells me she's living the dating dream with an amazing man. These are her words. And she could have never made it happen without discovering what's right here. She could have never made it happen without finding the love within herself. And the relationship standard system is designed to give you the same power and control over your love life, so you never have to worry about falling into these same traps again. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into the studio and take a deep dive into what it looks like to truly love yourself. Join me over there. Now that we're back in the studio, we're gonna talk about the #1 thing that is preventing you from finding the love that you truly deserve. See, the problem is people don't even know what it looks like to truly love themselves. When people think about self-love, they think about staring into a mirror every morning and reciting a catchphrase, or doing jumping jacks or jumping up and down, or something that you'd see in a YouTube video or some crazy TV show. That's not what self-love is about. And the reason why we've lost so much track of what it's really about in our hearts and in our minds is that we are listening to other people. We're having perceptions thrown at us from different parts. Social media is killing us. We're comparing our behind the scenes to everybody's highlight reel on Facebook. Probably heard somebody say that now and then. Stop listening to people who fit you into a mold. The number one thing that is preventing you from finding this love that you deserve is understanding who you are inside and bringing that to the world. You are not a mass marketing product. You are not the same as the person next to you. What makes you feel loved is not what's going to make the person next to you feel loved. It's not maybe even what's going to make your next boyfriend or husband feel loved. We have to define this all within ourselves. And if we haven't, how can we communicate it to the person that we're with? And if we don't know what makes us happy, how are we going to tell them what makes us happy? How are we going to express to them what makes us happy? And how are they going to be able to make us happy? Because everything that they're going to do is going to be wrong because they don't know what's right. And if you haven't figured out what's right either, then you can't bring that to them. You need to define this within yourself. You need to be proactive, be individual, be your unique self. That's what this launch is about. That's what the relationship standard system is about, is defining these things, being your unique self and being proud of it, bringing it to the world and setting your standards according to it, saying this is who I am, this is what I deserve, and I'm not going to accept anything less. Do not fall into the trap of accepting other people's beliefs, not beliefs about themselves and not beliefs about you. You need to set this in yourself and show them what you deserve. Say, that is what I deserve, that is what I want, and I'm not going to accept anything less. And to define what's important to you is work. It's hard work, but we all have to go through it if we want the result, if we want the reward. Anything worthwhile is worth working for. That's what makes it worth it, because it does take effort and it does take time. And the relationship standard system is designed to help you go through that path, to walk that journey, to say, this is where I'm going to begin setting my standards, and go all the way through the journey of a relationship and say, this is how I'm going to maintain my standards over time. This is what we're trying to accomplish for each and every single person watching that. Because without it, you'll never find happiness anywhere in life, because it starts with yourself. It starts within. It's about how you talk to yourself, how you treat yourself, and almost most importantly is how you allow others to treat you. You can't control other people, but you can control what you tolerate. How you carry yourself and what you accept into your daily life teaches people how to treat you. It teaches people what you accept and what you don't accept and what you're going to walk away from. Think about the treatment that you accept from your friends. Would you accept this treatment from your best friend? If you wouldn't, if it's a type of treatment that you're not comfortable with from your best friend, why would you accept it from your boyfriend? Why would you accept it from your significant other? Who you choose to surround yourself with and how they're going to treat you says a lot about your life, and it also brings a lot to your life. You have to project the standards that you hold for yourself based on how you project yourself to the world. You have to consider your personal brand. And this is a challenge because it requires some introspection. Think about your online presence. Think about social media. I remember a few years ago, people used to say to me, oh, it's just Facebook, it's not real life. Well, it's pretty much the same thing. Facebook is the personification of real life transposed online. Does your online presence coincide with what you want to get out of people around you? Does it show that you have the standards that you say you have? Are you meeting your own standards? Are you treating yourself in the way that you deserve? And are you projecting this to other people? Remember that you're teaching other people around you how to treat you based on how you treat yourself. This goes for both in-person and your online brand. Online brand might be more important because more people see this than they see you in person. It doesn't matter if it's a dating site or if it's Facebook. Thousands of people, hundreds of people might see your Facebook page, but you might walk out the door and only see 5 people. This online presence is important. It's considered when you're being hired for jobs, and also when you're being chosen for a relationship. It's the harsh truth, but it doesn't make it any less true. People are going to observe. What are your photos like? Can someone picture you fitting into their life? You have to project what you want to attract. And it's not just about online, of course. It's also about your in-person brand, for lack of a better term. It shows people who you are without having to speak. How do you treat other people? It's not just about how you project yourself and how you look. It's how you interact with others. Do you get easily frustrated or are you patient? How would your ideal husband or boyfriend act? Is this the way that you act? If you want somebody who's patient and caring and loving, but you fly off the handle every 2 seconds, are you projecting what you want to attract? It takes effort. I'm not saying it's easy. All of us get frustrated. All of us can have a short fuse sometimes. We have a bad day. But we have to be conscious about how we are out into the world, because the types of people that we want to be around us are only going to get attracted to those who are like them. So how do you choose to handle these situations? Where are you spending your time? Are you spending your time around the right people who might be the right one? You have to set your standards not only for the people you're with, but also for the places you go. And these are some of the many things that we're going to talk about during the relationship standard system. Defining this life's image within yourself. Not just your own image, but the image of your life. Does someone with high self-worth spend time in the places that you spend time? Does someone with high self-worth spend time at the places that you go? You have to identify what it looks like to love yourself, but considering what someone who loves themselves look like too. How they live their life, what they tolerate and they don't tolerate, and who values them and who they value. And ask yourself, if they saw you on a day-to-day basis, would you fit the same standards that you've placed for them too? Now that we know this is all about self-love, what I'd really like for you to do is take a moment and comment below this video one thing that you love about yourself, because you need to acknowledge this and understand that it exists. And once you do that, you'll begin to believe that it's really true, and you'll be able to go out there into the world and share it with other people. And if you're not watching this on relationshipstandards.com, visit the website and enter your email address to be notified when all the next videos come out. Additionally, you're going to be notified when the full relationship standard system becomes available. And if you think this is great, just imagine what the premium content is like. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video, where I'm going to be teaching you the 8 warning signs that he's playing you. You're not going to want to miss this. We'll see you there.